What's going on, everyone? Thanks for tuning in and coming back to the channel. We're back in the shop on Wednesday. It's been a few days since I did the last uncrating unboxing video. We did, I think that all ended on Saturday night, and we got a good bit done on Sunday, got a good bit done on Monday, got a good bit done on Tuesday. Didn't really do much today. I'm just now getting in here, and I wanted to take a quick little iPhone video to do another update on what we've got done the past 3 days. I didn't do much recording, but I did take some pictures that I'll put in a little reel or whatever of after this video of some of the process on how we swapped these things over and did some stuff. But for now, I'll show you and kind of walk around what we did and show you where we stand now. So we have the new RPG 5.2 in the K member, ready to go, all buttoned up and put together. And then we have the stock Gen 2 on the RPG engine stand, put back together, ready to go. So pretty much what we did was, obviously the Gen 2 motor was in here. We used my buddy's forklift that I got outside. We put the motor plate, sorry, back up a little bit. So the RPG 5.2 was on this one with the engine plate, and we swapped the motor plate onto the stock motor. We lifted this out, sat it on a dolly, and then we swapped the lift plate onto the 5.2, lifted the 5.2 out of the engine stand, put it onto the K member, and then we put the lift plate back on the stock motor, picked it off the dolly, put it on the engine stand, then put the engine stand on a dolly so I can move it around. So it was a lot of just picking up and dropping. Obviously, I didn't want to sit this on the ground or anything in the meantime, so we put this right on there, and then we kind of messed with the stock motor a little bit. And then once I got it on here, I was able to get to work and do the front cover, do the water pump, do the manifold. I got some LU47 Ford injectors to put in here for now to do pump gas startup. My buddy Ryan Hecox gave me those to use for a little bit while we do some startup, and then I'll get them back to him. So I put the LU47s in, did the manifold, did the vacuum block, timing cover, water pump, tensioner, idler, alternator, oil cooler, oil setup, oil filter setup. We got everything squared away with the, up in there we got the turbo oil pressure regulator, the feed lines, the return line. Got the T set up back in there good. I installed the manifolds and got them all down for good. I did 2 studs and a couple bolts, 2 studs, so the engine diaper can hang from those. And then on the back side, I was able to swap over my sensors, swap over my knock sensors, do my plate, do my reluctor wheel, do my crank sensor, install the new JPC flywheel, did the cylinder head temperature, got the other manifold on, torqued everything down, got my little torque spec sheet there from Ford, did coils, did plugs, did my block offs. I mean, it was, once this thing sat in the K member, it was time to go to town and get everything as much done as I can. It's really tempting not to put it in the car, but I really want to wait for the trans to get here. It's supposed to be here tomorrow, and then I can put the converter and the trans in. I usually build a little stand out of wood or maybe scoot this up a little bit, and I can put the converter, put the trans in, do all my my bell housing bolts. I can do my starter, and I can just put it all up in at once. And then I usually put it in about halfway, do all my harness, do all my wiring, and then bolt it up in there for good. And then from that point on, once this engine and trans is in that car, it is going to be, I'm not leaving this garage. I'm not stopping until turbos are hung, drive shaft is done, drive shaft loop, cross member, oil lines, turbo piping. I mean, I want to, once this is in, I want to have it finished the same night, hopefully, whether I stay up all night or not. That way, on Friday, hopefully if the trans shows up tomorrow, we can do that. Jack will come over and help me. We'll get it in there. I'll stay up the night, get everything finished. And then on Friday, hopefully I can split out of work a little bit early and come back, upload a pump gas tune, put pump gas in it, and try to start it for the first time on Friday. That way, if there's any hiccups or issues, I have John available till 4 or 5 o'clock on Friday. We can exchange some logs. And then ideally, if I got everything squared away by Friday, then over the weekend, I would have time to put the 2600s in, swap it back to 1R, button everything up. I still got to take apart my brakes. I still have a new fuel filter to put into the 4 filter. So in the perfect scenario would be trans coming in tomorrow, getting it in, staying up all night, getting it completely ready to run. Friday, do first start. Friday by 5 o'clock, first start's over, everything's good. I have Saturday and Sunday to switch it over, schedule the dyno. Monday, do first start on 1R with the 2600s, go for a drive. And then Friday, hopefully next Friday, get on the dyno. So that's in a perfect world. I don't know of anything that could make that not happen other than the trans not showing up tomorrow, or when we go to fire this thing, something's not happy or something's not right. So I'm hoping that everything plays out like that perfectly. I have all the fluids like I've shown before. We're going to do obviously the Amsoil break-in 30 weight to start, and then switch over to the 5W50 synthetic once we do first start. So we have them ready to go. The plugs are in it. Yeah, I mean, I kind of, dotted my I's and crossed my T's on having everything ready. Damper still has to go on, waiting for the trans to go in for that. That way I have a way to, put something in the converter or, the flywheel to stop it from turning over, and I can do the damper. We don't do the diaper until it's up in the car. Those are just some extra bolts from the junkyard. So, yeah. And then in regards to this, this is all put back together. We got the new front timing cover on. We got all new gaskets. We got new seals and stuff in the cover, and the crank seal behind the crank pulleys in there. Crank pulleys back on. We got the thermostat housing and everything put together. The only thing that I'm missing before I really want to post this thing for sale and, put it to the public is I want to get some coils back in it, and I need the sensors out of the back of the head that I robbed for that one. I was able to find a spare one of these, but I still need the 4 cam position sensors, and I need the crank sensor. I need the spacer plate. I need the reluctor wheel. I'm really doing my best to put this thing back to 100%. That way, whoever gets it, A, we already know it's a solid engine, but B, they don't have to worry about it missing anything or trying to source anything themselves. It's got the 18 manifold on it, the GT350 throttle body, and then, of course, it has all the items that I did and all the parts that I did back when I built it the first time. So, looks really good. It's got to clean up a little bit. These valve covers were dusty from sitting in my basement, and then, of course, the manifold's a little dirty from the guy I bought it from, but it's ready, man, and I think someone will be really happy. I think it'll be a perfect candidate for a swap car or something like that, Fox Body SN95, something that doesn't need direct injection, but then something that also might go boost to where it has the valve springs and the head studs and stuff too. So I'm really happy with the way that turned out. I'm really happy with the way this turned out. It's just about getting all of these things onto there, hopefully by Friday at 5 o'clock, so we can try to do first start. I got to get the rest of the 1R out of it. It's not much in there. Jack says he has a way to turn the fuel pumps on through the computer, so try to do that tomorrow night, and then it's just crunch time. I'm probably not going to do much in here tonight, because I know tomorrow, if everything plays out like I said, I might just stay up all night Thursday and Friday, go straight to work on Friday, get my work done, hopefully get out of there early, and then come back and try to fire this thing up. I'll definitely, of course, video first start, and then maybe I'll try to do a time lapse tomorrow if I can prop my phone up somewhere and record us putting the motor and trans in once it's all ready. So yeah, quick little update. I mean, I couldn't be happier with spending the money on the new OEM parts on here, the housing and the tensioner and the water pump. Not that any of the stuff on that one was bad, because obviously we know how well that one worked and stayed cool and charged and did everything. But it's just nice to know that a new motor is going to have everything brand new on it as well. So that about wraps it up. Like I said, I want to do a quick one. I don't want to make it too long. It's about 11 minutes long right now. So yeah, if anybody has any of the parts that I need for that, I definitely would be a buyer for those. Also, after talking to my buddy Josh Parker Performance, he's now a precision turbo dealer, and he's willing to give me a killer deal on some 6870s, because I'm sure that's what's going to make this motor happy and be able to use this motor to its full potential, is when I get some 68s. Don't know how well the 6R80 will like them, but we're going to test out Texas first and see how it goes with the 64s. But I wanted to say that if anybody would be interested in the 64-66 Gen 2 ball bearings, they will be posted for sale soon. Maybe before Texas, maybe after Texas. It's kind of just going to happen probably randomly. But I definitely want to be proactive and try to take advantage of this deal that Josh has given me on a little sponsorship that he's doing for me. So, yeah, if anybody needs any turbos, T3 V-band in and out, Precision Gen 2 64-66s, bought them brand new, less than 2 years ago, about a year and change ago, probably only 5,000 miles and, maybe 30 or 40 track passes. So they'll be for sale soon. That about wraps it up, man. Thanks for everybody. We had a good turnout on the unboxing, uncrating video. Everybody seemed to put some likes and did a couple good comments, and everybody on Facebook, all the pages that I shared them on, they had good things to say, and everybody said badass setup and badass build and stuff, so that was good. Had a couple negative things and a couple negative comments, but by now, with everything that I've been through with this car and just in the car industry, it's almost normal and expected now to have 5 negatives or 5 whatever comments to 500 likes. So it kind of drowns out the positivity, kind of drowns out the negativity. But yeah, everybody seemed to like it, and good things were said about Will and RPG, and there was a couple guys on there that said they just purchased an engine from him, or they just got an engine from him, and they were happy to see his quality of work. So overall, it was a good turnout. It might have ruffled some feathers a little bit with talking about the timeline and stuff, but that's why I did that 15-minute video at the end, to kind of talk about those things. And anybody that said something about his timeline or his time frame, I told him, watch the last 15 minutes, it's just for you. And then I didn't hear from him after that, because what do you say when I kind of lay it all out like that? And I think even somebody commented and said I couldn't have said it any better. Engine builders get bashed or whatever for stuff out of their control, or poor communication, or the customer changing stuff on them and then blaming them. So maybe I kind of shouldn't have went into a little rant like that, or talked about timeline. Maybe I should have just said, hey, here's my motor. But anybody that's been following me knows that I was racing this car with a stock engine the entire time, and then poof, I come out in Texas with a new motor. You kind of put 2 and 2 together. And then I think I even talked about it on the channel a little bit once I ordered it after PRI, and I talked about the companies that I talked to at PRI. So there was really kind of no way to get around of when I ordered it or when I received it, because I'm trying to do this and document everything. And I'm doing it for the people that want to watch and support, not the people that want to be negative and just have bad shit to say. So I'm going to get this uploaded. Quality might not be the best. Camera angle might not be the best. Like I said, it's on my iPhone 14, and I'm just kind of videoing myself. That way it'd be a quick turnaround, and I don't have to transfer from the GoPro app and do all the stuff that I do. So I'll get this uploaded, and then we will do a time lapse tomorrow, and then hopefully I'll put the time lapse in with the first startup video maybe on Friday night. So see you guys then. Thanks for watching.